Good morning, y'all. It's Monday, and I am living on purpose. Me and my gray got him off to school, and we're good. And despite what many people say, I'm in and out of stores. I am not. I am at home this morning in meetings and working and making my money. But I say that to say I was sitting outside of Walgreens. I did go to the store actually this morning because I had to get a prescription for my son. Sitting outside of Walgreens talking to a good friend of mine, and there were three little birds. I don't know the name of the birds, but somebody had dropped bread from a McDonald's bag or whatever, and they were fighting over this piece of bread. Well, these little birds, they can't even consume probably that whole piece of bread because their body or their stomach isn't even large enough. And after a minute, one bird just backed up like, you know what? I'm going to let you have that because it's too much for me to consume. So the other one flew away, and eventually he was just there by himself alone, which takes me back to my post this morning. You will walk alone sometimes, but in the end, you will win. Do you want it or do you not want it? Kind of is the thought process there. So he was eating the bread by himself. He got full, and he kind of just hopped away and flew back up to the top of the Walgreens. And I was like, that is so fitting. That is so fitting. There is so much turmoil in the world right now. We got fires, we got floods, we got earthquakes, and then we have humans that act like asses, pretty much. And let me just be frank and clear. You act out every day like a child because of whatever the reason is. If you offend somebody or somebody offends you, be man enough or be woman enough to say that. Nobody can read your mind. So like that bird, those birds, they backed up and was like, you just have your piece, because ultimately there's enough to go around. Just think about it. So when he left, they came back, the two other little birds, and they began to fight. Well, they pulled it apart and each one had a piece. Well, they started eating so fast, I guess they were like, dang, I'm full. Couldn't even consume it all. So there was enough to go around. There was no need to be rude or crude to anybody because you're inadequate of yourself. And I feel like that's where that comes from. When you're not happy with yourself or something about yourself, then you start to destroy others for no apparent reason. Doesn't make sense. Dropping my kid off at school this morning, one child is screaming because there's a particular teacher that they, I guess, don't have that rapport with or that feel for. And mind you, these are special needs kids, so they're very situational. It could be too dark outside, it could be too light outside, it could be too noisy, and they respond to that. And I go to that point because they have a reason as to why they act the way they do. But those of us that don't, that act like that, just remember, what goes up comes down, and it'll be your turn. Oh, it'll be your turn. And then you never know when you might need that little bird or that help or that push when it's your season. So stop giving people a reason. Check yourself. Be mindful. Be kind first. And I'll keep saying it as much as you don't like it, or if you love it, that's great. But be kind first. Give in order to receive, not expecting, but in order to receive. That means blessings for the things that you do. That's my Monday munch time, and y'all have an amazing rest of your day.